Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley, and today we're coming to you from Cafe on the Cop. Hannah's in the background. Whoop whoop. I think probably one of Shrewsbury's most iconic cafes, for whether it's the big, huge, tasty cakes that they make, or the great things that they've been doing over the last couple of years. I think you remember during the pandemic, they did a lot for free school meals for kids. They've been doing a lot for the Ukrainian community lately, so a perfect place to come. And today we're speaking to Rowan Richards from Rock Choir, and we were just explaining before we hit record that I think I was at the Light Switch a couple of years ago. It was definitely the last one before the pandemic anyway, and I was like, these guys are fantastic, I need to speak to them. I didn't reach out. I thought, I've got plenty of time to do that, and then the world ended for 2 years there. So thank you, Rowan, for joining us.
Great to be here.
Glad we finally got the offer. It's really good to speak to you finally. First of all, we need to get a bit of background on Rock Choir, because I don't usually take notes. Usually I'll just go where conversation leads us, right? We'll just let fate do it. But you guys have got so many statistics and things that are attached to you guys, because you are multi-Guinness World Record holders. You've got over 30,000 members?
Yeah, well, we had over 30,000 pre-pandemic. I'm not sure of the exact numbers now, but like everything else, some have dropped away, but we're building up again. And yeah, we certainly have a good number of members around the country.
How long have you been involved with Rock Choir then? Because it started in 2005, right?
That's right, 2005. It started in Farnham and grew out from there quite quickly. I've been running it here in Shropshire for 8 years. This is come to the end of our 8th year. We started in 2014, and I started choirs in Shrewsbury and Telford, completely from scratch. And members came in to my first rehearsal, and it went from there.
So there's like a rock choir sort of HQ in sort of lots of towns dotted around the UK.
Yeah, in about 350, 400 towns, there are rock choirs all over the country. So
that's amazing.
They're everywhere.
I love that, because there was someone I was reading on the website earlier saying, you don't need to audition, just come along and have some fun. And I was thinking, no, you really should audition me. I'm terrible. I'm really terrible.
No.
I love music. Music is my life, and it's a very important thing to me. A day doesn't go by where I'm not listening to something that moves me, or definitely generates a bit of energy for me to go forward. At the moment, I'm addicted to Wet Leg. They did a great set at Glastonbury, amazing band, but that's what I'm obsessed with at the moment. Music is great, but I can't sing, I can't play a musical instrument.
Lots of people say that. They say they can't sing.
I was going to say it, but people do that. By the way, you can drink your drink. You're allowed to drink your drink, because I have this problem an awful lot when we do these podcasts.
I'm just thinking, you're going to ask me a question, I'm going to have a mouthful of coffee.
It's all right, I can feel the air. I'll start doing these live shows. There are, if you're wondering when, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on our Facebook or our YouTube, and it's just me looking at the screen talking, right? Now, usually, I've got somebody else with me, or I've got a co-host with me. Inglorious Barstools, my other show, I've got my co-hosts, or I've got my guests. So I was talking about Andrew Logan's amazing sculptures he's put around Shrewsbury. He's got like this giant egg that's appeared by the castle, and there's Excalibur sticking out of the Dingle Lake. And I was doing the live show, and I know who Andrew Logan is because I've been chatting to him. I'm going to get him on the show. But on the live show, I sort of clammed up, and I was like, his name is... what is it? So yeah, I'm getting good at filling the air. So 8 years you joined Rock Choir. Is that as a singer or as an organiser, or how was that? In what capacity did you sort of join?
As a Rock Choir leader. So at the time I was working as a freelance musician, playing weddings and all that kind of stuff, and just kind of trying to build up a business really as freelance, and looking for any sort of piano, singing, playing jobs that were out there. And I just came across Rock Choir out of the blue, and they were looking for leaders in Shropshire. And Staffordshire at the time, and I thought, I'll give it a go. I've never done anything like that except for school choirs. I used to be a primary school teacher, so I'd done my school choirs.
Yeah.
But it had been...
What's that like, organising school kids in a choir? You stand amazing. Over there, you get...
That was the best bit of it. It was the best bit of being a teacher. I found the whole job of teaching quite tough, and, I didn't last more than 5 years, but... that was the best bit, doing choirs and music. Yeah. Music's my life, so...
I couldn't imagine anything worse. I mean, I know there are very talented people out there that work with kids, do great stuff, get your wiggle on, and...
I do amazing things.
Yeah, and we're friends with Kyle from KG Theatre as well. They do great stuff, but trying to organise myself. I mean, I've got a 7-year-old. I've got to get him and make sure he's alive every day.
Yeah, I've been there.
So when you started up this, did you realise, was it as big as it is kind of, had it started on its trajectory of where it is now when you joined?
It was, it had really been pretty big for probably about 3-4 years. I mean, really big, since we had the ITV show in 2011.
Yes.
The Choir That Rocks.
Yes.
That sort of, propelled us into the sort of really public sphere, I think, and everybody started to hear about rock choir at that point. And so I came in about 3 years after that in 2014. So it was already big and getting bigger. And so I applied for a job of rock choir leader in Shropshire and got it and thought, crikey, now what?
How did it pick up? Were there lots of people waiting like
There were.
Really?
I was really surprised, actually. There had been people just waiting for a choir to start in Shropshire, and they were there. On my first rehearsal, I had 35 people rock up to Theatre 7 in Shrewsbury, and off we went.
I hope this is okay to say, and I don't want to offend anybody at all, but when I think of choirs, I think of churches, I think of, I wouldn't say stiff music, but like music that people don't listen to generally, out there in the wider world. But you guys, you incorporate lots of modern music and lots of pop music into you, and that kind of adds a bit of
Yeah, we're all pop. It's all sort of pop, rock, bit of soul. It's all in the popular sphere, what we do.
Yeah.
And it's harmonies. So we don't do any classical. Well, I'll say we don't do any classical. We've got a song coming up this Christmas which is sort of bordering on the classical. And I won't give anything away because all these things are sort of still a bit secret, a bit under wraps. We keep our songs under wraps till the last minute and we let our members know. But most of it is pop.
Some classical is good though. Duel of Fates
I love
from
classical.
Star Wars Episode 1. I can listen to that on the loop all day. It's one of the most amazing bits of music, and that's choir as well. In the background.
Yeah. Oh, there's some. I grew up with classical. That is my background.
Yeah.
As a violinist and a pianist and a singer in church choirs, that's where I sort of cut my teeth, as they say, in the church choir and chapel choirs. So that's really my background, and I love to incorporate a little bit here and there in my warm-ups and in my sessions. And our Christmas is really where we can sort of branch out a little bit into the classical, and we have some special arrangements of Christmas carols and that kind of thing. But.
And it is fantastic, don't get me wrong. And then, we say, choirs are traditionally like this, but like when you open it up to a broader sort of spectrum of music, I guess that opens up to more people wanting to join a choir, and I guess that's where the popularity comes.
Yeah.
And you get people queuing up at the door, like you said when you started up.
Yeah, I think, with rock choir, you get people, because we say you don't have to audition, you don't need to be able to read music, you don't have to have any previous musical experience or anything like that. You get people coming along who say, I haven't sung since I was in school. And someone told me in school not to sing because I couldn't sing as well as everyone else, so they told me. And they come up and they say, I'm really nervous, I haven't sung for 30 years, 40 years. Am I going to be okay? Are you going to want me in the choir? And they're really scared when they come, some of them. They're really nervous.
With auditions, I mean, I do a lot of stuff with my voice. I'm doing stuff at the moment. I'm auditioning for stuff. And I seem to be doing okay, but I think in a room full of people, to do an audition, like, there's a table, like,
it's terrifying.
Yeah,
it's
X Factor,
terrifying.
that sort of stuff.
I have done auditions, and I can verify that. It is absolutely.
I don't think I'd be able to do that. I think I'd choke. They'd be like, do German. And I'd be like, German? I would just choke, whereas normally I can do this German. But like I would choke in a room full of people.
On show, yes.
Yeah, we lived with that on TV for so many years, watching people doing really bad auditions and laughing at TV.
Yeah, it's easy to laugh, isn't it, when someone else is doing it? I know the feeling, but.
And I guess with rock choir, when you guys are part of things, you're part of a family, right? You're part of a brotherhood, sisterhood, that kind of mentality.
Yeah, people do. Our members do think of rock choir as like another family, because they come and they make friends, and because it's a wider thing. We're all over the country. We're in England, Scotland, and Wales. And we get together with other rock choirs in other parts of the country for different things. Not that often, but
that sounds cool. That does.
We do. We get together for really big events. We did it in 2015. We had our 10th anniversary at the NEC, and we got together. There were thousands and thousands of rockies, as the members are called, all joined together at the NEC and all sang together. And then my rockies meet rockies from Worcestershire and Northumberland and, all over the country. And
it must be nice that...
It feels like a big family.
Yeah.
You're all doing the same thing. You're all singing the same songs. You're all having the same kind of experiences. And you've got something to share with people you've never met before, which is wonderful.
And I guess you have, X amount of people that can sing in this key, X amount of people that can sing in this key. So when you bring all these choirs together, it's the same but louder and more intense.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. It's an amazing experience actually singing and hearing thousands. I think there were 12,000 of us at the NEC. Wow. 12,000 people all singing together, singing the same song and in 4 or 5 part harmony. And just amazing. A real goosebump experience.
We've all been at festivals or concerts or stuff when the whole crowd sing. It does raise their hairs on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
Unless it's like similar Eminem and everybody's like, you're like, shh, he's talking, he's trying to say something. That's different. But like with the kind of like what I saw from you guys at the light show. By the way, you guys do stuff all around the country, so you guys do the lights, which was just a very small fraction of what I managed to see you guys do. But you got the crowd going. You really created some positive energy, and that's what made me like, I really need to speak to these guys. So I'm glad we're doing this today.
Me too.
We do have to talk about the C word, and obviously COVID was a huge nightmare. We just talked about that beginning. You had a huge community of people that were, I guess, relying on meeting up, and that kind of break from life, I guess. Everybody needs a bit of a break sometimes, and that was probably taken away from a lot of people. How was that for you guys? It must have been devastating.
It was, and when it hit, we were all wondering what on earth we're going to do. How are we going to do this? How are we going to keep everyone together? And the rock choir team, which consists of the leaders, the office staff, the managers, everybody involved with the running of rock choir, got together and worked out this incredible plan, and we managed to keep people together we ran sessions on Zoom, so all the individual leaders were able to run their sessions over Zoom and YouTube. Lag. Yeah. I say that, run sessions, so they couldn't sing together. Couldn't sing together, but we sang as leaders. We sang to them. They sang alone at home and sang, so they could see all their other rock choir friends, and they were able to stay together as a group, even though they couldn't necessarily hear each other sing. So, it was...
Well, at least you got to see faces and stuff. That's the most important community. Yeah. And any band that released music that looked like they were made out of Zoom, they're lying. I remember Goldfinger, they re-released Superman, which is one of my favourite songs of all time, and they pretended like they did it over Zoom. No, that's a lie.
You can't. Actually, you can't sing together properly. Yeah, as you say, there's a terrible lag, and everybody's sort of got slightly different lag. Everyone's got different sound, and it would just sound like complete cacophony if everyone tried to sing together.
Could you work timings out by going, okay, so we're going to give you this bit of music, you go away and work on that by yourself in the shower or in the car or whatever you, and then at some point we'll come together and then we'll sort of key it in? Could you do it like that?
Well, what we did was we put a couple of songs together by sending all our members the music to practice with and saying, practice your part for this and do a recording. So we gave them instructions on how to record their voice, singing their part in time with the track, which we also sent to them. And then they sent us in the recordings, and our extremely talented people in our team were able to put those together and create amazing songs in harmony with thousands of rock choir members singing on it. It was
my head has just exploded because I work with audio, but I work with like at maximum 3 or 4 tracks at a time. That's got to be hundreds.
Yeah, well, I'm not really in the know with exactly how that was all put together. I've done a little bit of that myself, but with my choirs, so sort of 15, 20 voices putting together.
Whoever edited that, you deserve a high five.
It's a marathon of editing, definitely.
I imagine.
Some time, but they loved to hear it. I think that was the thing, and that really helped them to feel like they were still choir.
There's something quite symbolic about it, really. Something so like, we talk about a choir as this massive people that together sound fantastic, but individually maybe you don't think of yourself as that important. Where so like if you record this one voice right now, ha ha, and then it comes together.
You can sing.
If it's Tenacious D, I can sing all day. That's a bit rude. But you put all these individual voices together, and they sound like that. That shows how important you are as an individual to them.
Definitely, and I think they really felt that. Those who were brave enough to send in their recordings, because not everyone was. Some people are like, no, you don't want to hear my voice. And we said, well, we won't hear it individually. They'll all be together, and you'll sound like you do in choir. And
I've got to go and record some stuff now. I've missed a deadline, but they keep sending me stuff, so I'm pretty sure they want me to do stuff. It's like a newscast, an animated newscast, and the mouth's moving, but you've got to record over the mouth, and it's all stuff about Amber Heard and all stuff that's going on, and I'm like, I've got to go and it's really daunting, but I want to do it.
Quite tough.
It's gotta be. But like sometimes you got to push yourself through these things. Whether it's scary or whether it's not, I feel like you've got to do it, and it's nice that you guys have got a team of people that encourages. Okay. Maybe constructive criticism in a way that maybe that doesn't work for you, but we can find a bit of the song for you to do that will work with this person, and you can work with this person, coaching people along with their voice.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of sort of individual coaching in that way. It's all very much sort of en masse as a group. We'll when we teach songs, we teach the individual parts to the sections. We're all together, the whole choir is together, but we teach the sections. We never make anyone sing on their own, and we never sort of listen to individual voices unless that particular person asks.
So
sometimes people say, do you want to hear my voice so that you can tell me what part to sing, or so you can tell me whether I'm good enough? And no, it's fine, don't worry. But if people really do want me to, and they say, well, I want to sing to you, okay, well, that's fine, you can come and sing to me. I don't mind that. And we occasionally have solo songs that have a solo part, and then I audition for soloists. That's the only thing we ever audition for, is soloists, and a few brave people will come and audition, and I'll give them some helpful feedback if they would like it.
That is brave,
It's really brave.
It's always nice though when you got a choir and then there's that one girl or guy that breaks out into a solo. It's really quite special. I'm going to be taking pictures while we do this, by the way. I forgot to mention this before.
Okay.
I hope that's okay. Once the pandemic has ended, I always explain it like a coiled spring. The whole world and society was holding this coiled spring in the hand, and as soon as lockdown was over, events erupted across the country. It was just absolutely insane. This year I've been busy. I think even now it's affecting it, because there are so many events that were planned last year when people could plan events. So now, especially in Shrewsbury, it's event after event after event, which is amazing. But for folks like you guys that need to go out and attend these events, what was that like to be locked inside, all of a sudden, bam?
Yeah, it's quite daunting actually, because you've been for so long sitting at home thinking when's the next event going to come, and then when it does, and you think, right, we've got to get ready, everyone's got to be well rehearsed, you've got to have practiced your songs. It's quite daunting for the members. They haven't sung in public for 2 years. But they've been amazing. They've been absolutely amazing. They've stepped up. They've practiced. And we got up and they did their first gig, really proper gig, back after lockdown in May in Telford.
Really?
The lifestyle show, and they sounded amazing, and I was so proud.
It must have been really nice to be able to do that though, after being, it's an enigma, not an enigma. What's it called? A paradox. Because you really want to do it, but you haven't done it for so long, so it's making you nervous. There's like a cycle going through.
Yeah.
And you mentioned at the beginning, you lost members during.
Yeah, definitely. There were people who, for understandable reasons, did not want to attend sessions on Zoom or YouTube. A lot of people were on their computers all day long, and they didn't want to be on it for their leisure time as well. And for some, it was, well, I'm not getting the same experience as being in the room, and they couldn't afford to keep paying for looking at a computer screen, which was how, understandably, some people saw it. It's not the same, is it, standing in a room and singing together with your friends? And we did lose members, but a lot of those have come back.
They will do. It's usually see you guys out in public doing these amazing events again. They'll be like,
people are sort of getting that rock choir vibe back again, and they want to come and join in and be part of it again. And now, as you say, as we're singing at public events, and some of those people who were with us before said, I remember what it was like. I remember the fun that we had, and they're coming back. And
We've all been there. I miss the prison very, very much. That sounds really bad. I used to do for years. I did acting at Shrewsbury Prison. They created roles for me. They did Bad Santa and Psychopathic Butcher and the Irish Chef. That would go a little bit crazy. Oh my god! All these kind of things. I used to love that. And my commitment with the biscuit kind of took over, so I take a step away, and I miss those. They're my prison family, and I miss those people very, very much. So maybe when things quieten down in the winter, maybe I can come back and do a few bits. But you do miss it.
Yeah.
These kind of things that you attach yourselves to. Now, when it comes to reinvigorating rock choir after such a quiet spell for you guys, are you guys planning lots of events? Are there things coming up that you want to talk about?
Well, we've been doing quite a lot this term. It's been a very busy term for us, the summer, as it always is. But it's been, I would say, particularly busy. And we've got one really exciting event coming up. I'm very excited about.
Yes.
That's coming up in a week from tomorrow at St Albans Church.
Well, we're going to release this on Monday, so that'll be...
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
In a few days.
Yeah, it will be.
So, tell me about this event.
So what I'm organising is a 12-hour sing-a-thon. It's basically just going to be singing all day from 9 until 9, and it's not quite as sort of daunting as it sounds for our members, because I'm not going to make them sing for 12 hours, which would probably be a little bit too much. By 9 o'clock at night they'd all have lost their voices. So, but it's going to be a lot of rock choir. We're going to have sort of 3 main sort of sets of singing throughout the day, where we're going to sing our songs, and then in between we've got lots of fabulous vocal talent from around Shropshire coming to sing.
Nice.
As part of our event, so we're really excited about that.
I would be too, especially. It sounds fantastic. I mean, a 12-hour event is just fantastic. How long does it take to get something like this? I mean, is it just the Shropshire contingency, or is it other people coming in?
No, it's just Shropshire. So I run 4 choirs in Shropshire, and Shrewsbury, Telford and Bridgnorth. So I've got all of those members who are obviously available to come and sing, and we sort of split them into shifts. So some of them are singing the first shift, some in the second, some in the third. And there's about 130, 140 of them altogether throughout the day. You're going to be singing, not all at once. No. We've got to pace ourselves.
We're doing this is a comparison anyway, but this is me relating to you. We've got a 24-hour podcast coming up in September, and it's very hard just to talk for a large amount of time, never mind sing. So
I find talking for that long harder, to be honest.
Yeah,
I would. That's me personally. I can sing all day.
Dries your throat out after a bit, and when I'm reading lines out when I'm doing stuff, and then I'm doing podcasting. Like the other day, I did my Wednesday night live show, then I did my Inglorious Bar Stall straight afterwards. So that was like 2.5 hours podcasting straight, just talking. By the end of it, my voice was so raspy. You need a bit of stamina to get through that. So imagine like really belting out those chords. Fair play.
Yeah, well, we'll start with belting out the chords, and by the end of the day, we might be a little quieter. We'll try and keep
push them off stage with a broom. Off you go, guys.
We've got lots of cake as well. That's going to keep everyone's energy up. Cake. They're all bringing cake.
We all love cake. Cake is great.
Yeah, we do love
cake is
mostly though the cake is being sold for donations to our charities that we're raising money for.
Okay, who the charities are raising money for?
So we've decided that given the times that we're in at the moment, we thought it would be good to support the Shrewsbury Food Hub.
Nice.
And because I run choirs in Telford and Bridgnorth as well, we're going to support Telford Crisis Support, which is a similar.
Yes.
Basically food bank and baby bank in Telford, and then Bridgnorth Food Bank, which happens to be based right where we rehearse in Bridgnorth at the Baptist Church.
It's good that you've looked at what's going on around us and gone, actually, these are the parts that need help. And Shrewsbury Food Hub, as an example, they're always very happy, smiley people when you see them, and they do an amazing job as well.
They're doing an incredible job, and it's just so needed now, isn't it, more than ever?
Yes.
And I think that's what I wanted to do this summer. I wanted to do something a bit different, something that was in the community, for the community, rather than what we did before the pandemic, which was a more sort of formal show where we sold tickets and people came to the show, and we still raised money for charity at that. But I just wanted to do something a bit different, and I thought if we hold something right in the town centre, where anybody can come, anybody can just rock up and come and listen to the music and make a donation if they want to, if they feel that they can. But it's for everybody. You don't have to buy a ticket. And,
what's the feedback been from, like, not necessarily from members of the choir, but your fans, your listeners, now that you're back doing things? Have you been able to reconnect?
Great, really good. We've had some great feedback from everything that we've been doing, and also particularly for this event that I'm putting on. We've been going around asking local businesses if they could donate just a small prize to our raffle,
that's great,
and all that kind of thing. And people have been so positive, really positive, and said yes, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, and it'd be great. Well done for supporting these charities. And I've been blown away actually by the support we've had from local business.
That's nice.
Yeah, and from members of the public who've seen us out and about saying, it's great to see you out again and singing, great to hear your voices.
Well, music is a universal conduit for emotion, isn't it? Like, there's nothing more appealing than music. There's something about it that... My wife is from South America, and she's from Colombia, and I love Latino music. There's something really happy and funky about it.
Me too.
Mark Anthony is one of my favourite singers, and I don't even know what he's singing about half the time. So
you don't always need to, do you?
But it proves the point that you don't need to. It just makes you happy. What you're doing is very infectious in the fact that you're making other people happy whilst we're living through probably one of the... we just come out of a pandemic, and I hate to be so doom and gloom, but at the moment, the morale is so low with people. Yeah. So the fact that you guys are offering some help towards that, mentally, with positive vibes.
Well, we're really pleased to be able to do that, and I think we're in quite a privileged position that we've got a lot of members, so they can all come together to create a really big event, and they can bring their friends and family, and they can individually they can go out and bring lots of people in, and I think that's we're fortunate to be able to do that. So, because we're spread quite wide around the county, so we can attract a lot of people in and make it a really big event that can raise a lot of money for those charities. So
it does sound amazing.
That's we're pleased to be able to do that.
So if anybody's listening, by the way, guys, when you're listening to this now, it's Monday. Okay, I'm releasing this on a Monday, so it's this Saturday coming up, right? Okay, that's when the event is. So you got time to make arrangements. Do people need to buy tickets to just turn up?
No, you can just turn up. We're running from 9 in the morning till 9 in the evening.
And it was where again, sorry?
And it's St Altman's Church, right in the town centre, near the Bear Steps.
Yes.
We're going to be, if the weather's fine, we're going to be outside for the sort of the middle portion of the day, some from about midday onwards until about 6. If it's not fine, we're going to be in the church. And
it's a beautiful building, by the way.
It is beautiful in there, and the acoustics are lovely. The sound is going to be fantastic. We've got some amazing artists as well lined up to come, and I'm sure that I should mention some of them.
Yes, please do. Mention them.
Well, we've got Shrewsbury's Libby Glicksman coming along to sing.
Nice.
So we're really excited about that. Done a few. I'm sure lots of you will remember her recently doing a singing for Ukraine in the Market Hall. It's an amazing thing to do, and she's agreed to come along and sing for us, which is great. Really looking forward to that. We've got Gareth Rhys-Jones, extremely talented vocalist, performer, music producer, singer, songwriter. He's going to come and do a set for us around about lunchtime. We've got loads of other people coming, and also I'm really excited to be able to welcome students from the Arts Centre Telford, who I've heard performing quite a number of times in the past. Supremely talented young people, and they're going to come and perform some musical theatre for us, which is going to be
that's wonderful.
Really
that's
excited
really nice.
about that. As a choir, I think we're going to have a small choir and some individual soloists as well. So
St Albans is just a great place for that, because it is like dead centre of medieval Shrewsbury. It's kind of really nice, and that building. I remember we were doing a tour, me and Bibbs Cameron, and I recorded some audio tours there. Shrewsbury Stories, you can find them on Podbean, by the way. And I remember walking into St Albans. I'd never been in there before, and I've lived there since 2018. I walked in, and there's the lady playing the piano in the corner. And you're right, the acoustics there, they're powerful acoustics.
Yeah.
So it's going to sound amazing.
It's a lovely place to make music. I've been in there for a number of concerts in the past, lunchtime concerts, and Christmassy ones. My children have performed in Christmas concerts in there, and it's a fabulous place to make music of all kinds, not just classical music, but we're going to fill it with some pop music and probably a bit of folk, bit of musical theatre, all sorts going on.
So guys, if you're wondering what to do this weekend, there's a free event right in the centre of Shrewsbury where you can really, I mean, if you've never seen rock choir, you're missing out. There's a huge treat, so make sure you check them out, because positive vibes. If you need that, if you need a pick-me-up, be there at St. Albans.
And there's cake.
And there's cake. And we're in one of the best places for cake here at the moment in Shrewsbury. They have some... Hannah is one of the most talented cake makers I've seen. My mother-in-law...
amazing cakes.
I'm staring at one right now. It's a Kinder Bueno cake behind you in the fridge there, and it looks amazing.
I'm looking at the big yellow one in the window that looks extraordinary.
I didn't realise there was some behind me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's everywhere.
One's in the window.
It's everywhere. Rowan, thank you so much for this today, for coming out to meet me and stuff. It's very short notice.
Thank you.
We planned this last night, and a huge thank you to Hannah as well, who I messaged her last night. I was like, help, we need somewhere to record. And she very much obliged, and it's a really nice place to record. Shut the door for us and everything, because we're out on the cop. It's quite noisy out there.
It's a nice atmosphere here.
If somebody wanted to join Rock Choir, become part of your family, how would they go about that?
Well, you can go to our website, which is www.rockchoir.com.
Yes.
And you can click the link that says book yourself a free taster session, or find out where your nearest choir is and book a free taster session. So you can click that, you put in your postcode, and it'll show you where your nearest choirs are. And if you're in Shropshire, they are in Shrewsbury, Shifnal is our Telford one, and Bridgnorth Centre. And then you can book a taster session. You can come along in September, which is when we start back for our new autumn term. You can come and try us out. Come along to a session and see what you think.
It's a good point as well to point out that if you're curious about rock choir and you're like, I wonder what they're like and what they would be like to join. Well, you've got an opportunity to check them out and come speak to you guys at the weekend. So please check them. And if you know what, if you do end up going at the weekend and it's because you heard it on the Shrewsbury Biscuit and you enjoyed yourself, please get in touch with me and Rock Choir and let them know that this podcast works. It's this thing that works. So I'd love to get the feedback off you guys. Is there anything else that I may have missed? Because
I don't think so. We are also performing at the Shrewsbury Flower Show. I thought I'd just throw that one in.
Are you?
I'm very excited about.
That's
first
even bigger crowd.
No, the first time we've ever done that.
Wow.
Not that I want to take away from this Saturday's event, which is our next thing. So that's the next one on the schedule. But
I need to get in touch with the Shrewsbury Flower Show people, because I want to be there with my camera and my mic. So hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying yes because they haven't got back to me yet, but if we are there with my mics and my cameras, we'll come and find you guys.
That would be
and we'll
great.
get some backstage pictures and stuff.
Yeah, lovely.
That'd be great.
Really like that.
Right, before we get out of here, guys, I do want to tell you about our little charity event we got coming in September. It's all very real now. I went to Love to Stay to check out the room that we're going to be using, and it is a wonderful space. We're going to be using. It's upstairs, big long room with our own balcony. There's a kitchen there. We've got. There's one of the time slots that we've got. We have Adam Pennell, the Shropshire lad, and we have Liam Tinsley coming in. And do you remember a while back I was talking about a hot wing quiz that we did? Well, Liam Tinsley, we're going to do a hot wing quiz during Pod Aid, which is it's an insane thing to do. But if you're wondering what Pod Aid is, it's a 24-hour live podcast in front of cameras, in front of mics. We have 24-hour-long guests that are going to be joining us, some physical, some virtual. Sort of halfway. There's a halfway point where sort of the UK goes to sleep and America wakes up, so we can't ask people to come join us from America. But we have our sponsors in Reach. They're helping us out with our media stuff. We also have a product. I'm going to announce it now. We interviewed Dave Hamlet a while ago from Lifelines. It's a health drink. It's like, imagine you could make an energy drink out of healthy ingredients, something that's going to pick you up and be healthy at the same time. Lifelines is going to supply us with some product and some great gear to look good, because I love what they do. So thank you, Lifelines, for helping us out with that. And of course, we're raising money for Linga Davis. It's going to be great. It is on It's on Thursday, the 29th of September. It starts at 9 a.m. and finishes 9 a.m. the next day. So Pod Aid, get involved, find the Facebook page, and if you want to sponsor an hour, it's £100 to sponsor an hour for if you have a company, a business, a band, or what have you. But that £100 goes to Lincoln Davis, and we will display your logo on the shirt on the screen for everyone to see, and we'll give you an audio reader of this hour is brought to you by Alex. And we'll really sell it. So please get in touch. Thank you so much for chatting to me today again. It's been lovely speaking to you.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you to Kathy on the Cop as well for letting us record here. It's been really fantastic. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.